「 नारायणः कालश्च नारायणः दिशश्च नारायणः ऊर्ध्वश्च नारायणः अधश्च नारायणः अन्तर्बहिश्च नारायणः नारायण एवेदगुं सर्वम् यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यम् निष्कलो निरञ्जनो निर्विकल्पो निराख्यातः शुद्धो देव एको नारायणः न द्वितीयोऽस्ति कश्चित् य एवं वेद स विष्णुरेव भवति स विष्णुरेव भवति ओमित्यग्रे व्याहरेत् नम इति पश्चात् नारायणायेत्युपरिष्टात् ओमित्येकाक्षरम् नम इति द्वे अक्षरे नारायणायेति पञ्चाक्षराणि एतद्वै नारायणस्याष्टाक्षरम् पदम् यो ह वै नारायणस्याष्टाक्षरम् पदमध्येति अनपब्रुवः सर्वमायुरेति विन्दते प्राजापत्यगुण्डाय स्पोषम् गौपत्यम् ततो मृतत्वमश्नुत इति य एवं वेद प्रत्यगानन्दम् ब्रह्मपुरुषम् प्रणवस्वरूपम् अकार उकारमकार इति तानेकधा समभरत्तदेतदोमिति यमुक्त्वा मुच्यते योगी जन्म संसारबन्धनात् ॐ नमो नारायणायेति मन्त्रोपासकः वैकुण्ठभुवनलोकम् गमिष्यति तरिदम् परम् पुण्डरीकम् विज्ञानघनम् तस्मात् तरिरामम् मात्रम् ब्रह्मण्यो देवकीपुत्रो ब्रह्मण्यो मधुसूदनो सर्वभूतस्थमेकम् नारायणम् कारणरूपमकारपरब्रह्मो एतदथर्वशिरो यो धीते प्रातरधीयानो रात्रिकृतम् पापम् नाशयति सायमधीयानो दिवसकृतम् पापम् नाशयति माध्यम् दिनमादित्याभिमुखो धीयानः पञ्चपातकोपपातकात् प्रमुच्यते सर्ववेदपारायण पुण्यम् लभते नारायणसायुज्यमवाप्नोति य एवं वेद इत्युपनिषत् सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यम् करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ तत्सवितुस्सवितुस्तत्तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यम् वरेण्यम् सवितुस्तत्तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यम् सवितुर्वरेण्यम् वरेण्यम् सवितुस्सवितुर्वरेण्यम् भर्गो भर्गो वरेण्यम् सवितुस्सवितुर्वरेण्यम् भर्गः वरेण्यम् भर्गो भर्गो वरेण्यम् वरेण्यम् भर्गो देवस्य देवस्य भर्गो वरेण्यम् वरेण्यम् भर्गो देवस्य भर्गो देवस्य देवस्य भर्गो भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धीमहि देवस्य भर्गो भर्गो デバッシャディマヒデバッシャディマヒディマヒデバッシャデバッシャディマヒディマヒディマヒディヨヨヨディヨディヨヨノノヨディヨディヨヨナハヨノノヨヨナプラチョダヤプラチョダヤノヨヨナプラチョダヤテナプラチョダヤプラチョダヤノナプラチョダヤテプラチョダヤディティプラチョダヤテオンシャンティシャンティシャンティヒ
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः को ब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
ご降誕97周年おめでとうございます。皆さんすでにご存知の通り、このご降誕はスワミのためにあるのではなく、皆さん、私たち一人一人のために主であるスワミがお作りになった日です。私たちはこの恩寵を十分に噛み締めて熟考し、心のハートの変容へと結びつけていかなくてはいけません。スワミがマーヤという衣をお脱ぎになってから随分と月日が経ちました。主であるサイがご降臨されたと同じ時代にこの地に体を持っていられたことは、皆さん一人一人が数多くの徳を積んできた賜物です。それと同時に、サイがマーヤという衣をお脱ぎになったと同じ時にこうしていられ、そしてそれを知っていることができたということ、これに勝る恩寵はありません。私たちはその恩寵を目の前にした今、どうしたらその恩寵を手に入れることができるのでしょうか。歴史の中には多くの時代の変わり目や環境が大きく変わった節目のことが記録されています。最近ですと、このコロナ禍で世界中の生活様式が変わりました。また、世界中で起こる自然災害や戦争などで、昨日までは普通の生活していたのが、一瞬のうちにそれがなくなり、生活や生き方の様式が変化、それが否応なく起きてしまっています。そんな時、人の行動は大きく2つのパターン、選択があるようです。一つ目は、過去の今までの方法や環境や生活方法を取り戻そうとする人々。もう一つは、もうなくなってしまった環境、状況は潔く手放し、新たな人生を歩み出す人々。そう、方法や手段や考え方に執着せず、 神の作られた流れに従い、その流れの中で執着を手放し、生きようとする人々です。スワミがマーヤの衣をお脱ぎになったとき、私たちにもその判断が迫られ、委ねられました。その中で、前の状況に戻ろうとする人々もいます。そして、スワミが気づかせてくださった無知により生み出された個人個人が持つ執着を手放す機会をと捉えて、そして前に進んでいこうとする人々。これがどちらがいいかは、それぞれの判断に委ねられます。その二つの道があったようです。今日、この五光誕祭の日は、その無知と英知を見定めるためのチャンスという恩寵を与えてくださったスワミへの感謝の日です。その感謝の印として、私たちは執着を手放し、生きていく決意しなければなりません。では、執着を手放すにはどうしたらよいのか。それにはまず、自分が執着の中に生きているということに気づくことです。そして、自分がそれに反応している。何に執着しているのかということに気づくことです。霊性修行はそこから始まります。今日のこのめでたき日より執着を手放し、平安の道へと向かってまいりましょう。これからも皆さんと共にハートの手を共に携えながら歩んでまいりましょう。オームスリーサイラム。
オームシュリサイラム。シュリサティアサイババ様ご生誕97周年おめでとうございます。2022年オンライン五光誕祭神聖なる母シュリサティアサイディバインマザーシュリサティアサイがスタートいたしました。最初に1990年の五光誕祭の模様とともにベーダチームの調和あふれるベーダ銀賞、そして SSIOJ 副世話人ブラザーオグリの開会の言葉では、執着を手放すことの大切さについてお話ししていた。
スワミは五光話の中で愛の思いを捧げる五光誕祭をお祝いしましょう。スワミに捧げる甘美なるミュージックプログラムをお届けいたします。心の中とプログラムにスワミをお迎えしましょ
う。Om Shri Sai Ram. Wishing everybody a hearty and holy 97th year of Advent. With loving pranams, 2022's online national birthday celebrations titled Divine Mother Shri Sathya Sai has now begun. The program commenced with the powerful chants from the National Vedam team, which was followed with an inaugural address by Brother Oguri, Deputy Chairman of Shri Sathya Sai International Organization, Japan, who spoke to us on the importance of detachment. Swami, in his discourses, often declared that there is nothing sweeter than the love of a mother. In view of today's theme and celebrating Bhagwan's birthday, let us all dedicate our thoughts and prayers to our physical mother who gave birth to us, our motherland who raised us, and our divine mother who ever lovingly guides us. We now present to you a music program dedicated to Swami and today's theme, Let us all welcome Bhagwan into our hearts and today's program.
చల్లని శీతాకాలంలో నులివెచ్చని స్పర్శగా తాకావు. ఆ మండే వేసవి కాలంలో వృక్షమై నీడనిచ్చావు. అగుపించని చీకటిలో చిరుదివ్వెగా వెలుగులు నింపావు. మా ఆనందాన్ని ఆశించే అమ్మగా మాతో నిలిచావు.
ఆదరణకు అర్థం అమ్మ, ఆప్యాయత రూపం అమ్మ, అనంత విశ్వం అంతా ఒకటై అలరారే ప్రేమే అమ్మ. ఆదరణకు అర్థం అమ్మ, ఆప్యాయత రూపం అమ్మ, అనంత విశ్వం అంతా ఒకటై అలరారే ప్రేమే అమ్మ.
బుడి బుడి నడకలు నేర్పి నడవడిని మార్చావు. ఆకలంటే ఆ క్షణమే అమృతమే తినిపించావు. తిననని మారాం చేస్తే చందమామ చూపావు. ఆడమరచి అటు చూస్తే గోరు ముద్దలే పెట్టావు. నిరంతరం తోడు నీడవై కంటికి రెప్పగా కాచావు. అమ్మ ప్రేమ అర్థమేమిటని అందరికీ చాటి చెప్పావు. ముక్కోటి దేవతలు పూజించి ఆ దేవతవమ్మ నీవు. ఆది దేవతవమ్మ నీవు. ఆది దేవతవమ్మ నీవు.
ఆదరణకు అర్థం అమ్మ, ఆప్యాయత రూపం అమ్మ, అనంత విశ్వం అంతా ఒకటై అలరారే ప్రేమే అమ్మ. ఆదరణకు అర్థం అమ్మ, ఆప్యాయత రూపం అమ్మ, అనంత విశ్వం అంతా ఒకటై అలరారే ప్రేమే అమ్మ.
అలసి సొలసి తిరిగి వచ్చిన చల్లని ఒడి చేర్చావు. తీయగా జోలాలి పాడుతూ హాయిగా నిద్దుర పుచ్చావు. బాధలలో విలపిస్తే ఆదరించి బోదార్చావు. మా చిరునవ్వులు చూసి నీవు పులకించిపోయావు. నీ త్యాగమునకు నీ సహనమునకు సాటి లేరుగా ఎవరు. నీ కరుణకు నీ
続きまして、バルビカスチームによる喜びあふれるバースデーソング、バジャン、そしてスピーチのプログラムをお届けします。
There will now be a cheerful and lively performance by the National Balvikas team. They will deliver a short cultural program of birthday songs, bhajans, and a speech.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Baba. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Baba. Happy birthday to you. Anadawa.
ダムダムダムダムダマルバジェダムダムダムダムダマルバジェハレガウリナタシワシャンボバジェハレガウリナタシワシャンボバジェドルゲドルゲドルゲジェジェマドルゲドルゲドルゲジェジェマダムダムダムダムダマルバジェダムダムダムダムダマルバジェあれゴリラたちはシャボバジェあれゴリラたちはシャボバジェ
オーンサハナババテサハナオブナクテサハヴィリャンカラババハイテージャスビナバティタマストマビットゥシャバハイオーンシャンティシャンティシャンティ神聖なる母シュリ・サティヤ・サイババ様オーム・シュリ・サイランバガバン・シュリ・サティヤ・サイババ様の蓮華の御足に心からお祈りを捧げます。年長者の皆様、兄弟姉妹の皆様、サイラン。私は今、高校3年生です。小学3年生の時に、サイ・オーガニゼーションに家族で参加するようになりました。同時にバルビカスも始まり、ラーマン先生にサイババ様のこと、神様のこと、バジャンやベーダなど、たくさんのことを教えていただきました。その中でも私は、特にバジャンが大好きで、ラーマン先生の叩くタンバリンを、いつもじっと見ていたことを覚えています。そしてバジャンとタンバリンを、毎日するようになりました。そうした時を過ごしていたある時、自分のサイババ様への思いが大きく変わる出来事が起きました。それは私が中学1年生の1月、冬休みが終わり、新学期を迎えた日でした。 私は体を動かすことが大好きで、小学校1年生からサッカーと空手道を習ってきました。中学でもサッカー部に所属し、毎日走り回っていました。その日も元気に学校へ行き、休み時間に友達とバスケットボールをしていました。全力で走り、ドリブルをしていた時にアクシデントで壁に激突し、右足を骨折して救急車で搬送され、緊急手術をすることになりました。その日は大雪で、金沢市は3日間で74センチも積もったため、手術に必要な医療品も運送が止まってしまい、限られた医療品での手術になるとのことでした。ただの骨折ではなく、粉砕骨折やねじれ骨折などで5箇所も折れる重度のものでした。その時、カーテンの向こうから両親と医師の話が聞こえてきました。成長骨という骨も折れていて、成長期に折れると折れた方の足が伸びなくなり、左右足の長さに違いが生じ、歩行が困難になる可能性があるとのことでした。頭が真っ白になり、サッカーがもうできない、それどころか歩けるのか、いろいろな不安や恐怖が襲ってきました。しかし両親に大丈夫と言われ、諏訪美にお任せしようという思いになり、無事手術も終えることができました。手術後、個室から6人の大部屋に移動する予定でしたが、大部屋に空きがなく、とりあえず個室に移動してくださいと言われました。部屋は狭い個室だったので、足の激痛と長時間一人で過ごさなければならない、辛い日々が始まると思っていました。本当に誰かそばにいてほしいと心から思いました。そんな次の日のことです。突然看護師さんから、部屋を移動してください。こちらの都合ですから料金はいりませんので、と言われ、また部屋を移動することになりました。移動した部屋に大変驚きました。その部屋は特別室という部屋で、広さは学校の教室ほどあり、浴室、介護トイレ、キッチン、ソファーベッドがあるホテルのような部屋でした。さらに看護師さんは私がまだ中学1年生ということで、できるだけ一緒に寝泊まりしてあげてくださいねとおっしゃってくださったそうです。その部屋のおかげで両親は毎日交代で泊まりに来てくれ、家族や周りの方々もたくさん元気づけてくれました。手術後の入院生活は痛みや動けない苛立ちで辛かったのですが、とても気持ちが和らぎました。その日から毎日バジャンを聞いて過ごしました。気がつくと日本語バジャンをすべて覚えていました。また前向きな気持ちになれるように、母が諏訪美のお話をいつも読んでくれました。大部屋が空けば移動するとのことだったのですが、結局1ヶ月半の入院生活のうち、約40日間をこの特別室で過ごしました。病院生活にも慣れた頃、今度はカーテンで仕切られた6人部屋への移動になりました。そこは畳1畳くらいの狭い空間で、6人部屋ということもあり、声を出すこともできませんでした。もう両親にそばにいてもらうことはできません。早く退院したいと一瞬思いましたが、精神的にも肉体的にも辛い時期を特別室で過ごせたことは当たり前ではなかったのだということを改めて実感し、諏訪美に感謝することができました。大部屋に移動して数日経った日、マハシバラートリーを迎えました。その日は一晩中寝ないでイヤホンでバジャンを聴いて過ごそうと思っていたのですが、途中で眠ってしまいました。その時、私は初めて諏訪美の夢を見ました。真っ白な空間で諏訪美とバジャンをしている夢でした。私がバジャンを歌い、諏訪美は笑顔で私の顔を見てマンジーラを叩かれている。本当に幸せな夢でした。とても幸せな気持ちで朝方目を覚まし、ベッドの上で バジャンを続けました。するとその朝、医師から今日退院ができると突然知らされ、驚きと嬉しさでいっぱいになりました。さらに嬉しかったのは、退院の日が未定で参加できないと思っていた金沢グループのマハシバラートリーのロングバジャンに翌日参加できたことです。溢れ出すスワミへの思いを大好きなバジャンでお捧げすることができました。思い返すと、病院で過ごした日々は、母からスワミの話を聞き、深く考え、バジャンで勇気をもらい、病院の方や家族や周りの方から思いやりの気持ちを感じ、すべてがスワミの恩寵であると知る貴重な体験となりました。その後はサッカー部に復帰し、また高校でも3年間怪我もなくサッカーを続けることができました。スワミがいつもそばにいて見守ってくださっていることに感謝して、これからも歩んでいきたいと思います。J、サイラン。
北海道地区プログラムすっぱんま物語をお届けします。ババ様の育ての母とも言えるほどに子供時代のババ様に尽くしたと言われる女性すっぱんまの愛のストーリーを北海道地区の皆様が力を合わせて作品にしてくださいました。
The Hokkaido region team will now present an audio drama presentation titled The Subbamma Story. A woman who is remembered to have devoted herself to Baba from the time he was a child to the extent that she could be called Baba's foster mother. Devotees from the Hokkaido area will now present their collective creative work based on Subbamma's love story.
「かつてプッタパルティにカラナン・スッパンマという名の帰依者がいました。ババ様の林家に住む彼女は、ババ様の名付け親であり、育ての親でもありました。これは、スワミに人生のすべてを捧げたスッパンマという女性のお話です。昔、インドの女性の間では、満月の日にサティヤ・ナーラーヤナ・ブラタムという儀式を捧げることが習慣的に行われていました。その日、後にスワミの生みの親となるイーシュワランマは朝から何も食べずにスッパンマンの家でこの儀式を行っていました。
イーシュワランマよ。何もそこまで厳しい断食をしなくても良いではないか。
いいえ、お腹は空いていません。私にとっては、食事よりも、この儀式の方がずっと大事なのです。
イーシュワランマは、実に誠実に、真心込めて祈りを捧げていました。やがて、儀式が終わると、スッパンマからプラサーダムが手渡されました。
はい。プラサードよ。あなたは熱心にサティア・ナーラーヤナ・ブラタムをしていたから、きっと神様の祝福により子供を授かるわ。そうしたら、サティア・ナーラーヤナという名前がいいわね。
スワミのお話では、この時のプラサーダムによって、イーシュワランマはババ様を受胎することができたということでした。そして、1926年11月23日、私たちの愛の神、サティヤ・サイババ様がお生まれになり、サティヤ・ナーラーヤナ・ラージュと命名されたのでした。スッパンマは、サティヤが小さい頃から、サティヤの計り知れない神聖な力を確信し、 子供たちにいつも次のように話していました。
サティアは普通の少年ではありません。サティアは王の中の王です。サティアの指示には絶対に従いなさい。あなた方はサティアを幸せにして、そうすることで幸せを得るんですよ。
スッパンマは偉大なる魂でした。スッパンマは自宅のテラスに上がってはよく窓越しにイーシュワランマと話をしていました。
イーシュワランマ、あなたはスワミを産んで、私はスワミを育てたのだから。あなたはクリシュナの生みの母、デーバキーで、私は育ての親のヤショーだね。
1940年10月20日、サティアは私はサイババですと宣言しました。サイババの奇跡的な力の噂は広まり、日に日に何百人もの信者がプッタパルティを訪れるようになりました。サイババの父、ペッタ・ペーンカマは訪れる信者を受け入れることに困難を感じていました。その状況を見たスッパンマは自分の決意を伝えました。
ペーンカマ、ぜひ私のうちにサティアをよこしてください。サティアのことはもちろん、訪れる信者のことも私が面倒を見ますから。スワミ、私には子供がいません。私は信者への奉仕を神様への奉仕と考えています。私はここに来るすべての信者に料理を作り、すべての信者に奉仕します。どうか私のうちに滞在してください。
サイババはスッパンマの家に移り、その日からスッパンマの昼夜を問わない献身的奉仕が始まりました。ところが、階級制度の厳しいインドでは、ブラーミンがブラーミン以外の人を家に入れることなどありえないことでした。スッパンマはブラーミンたちのみならず、彼女の実の母親や兄弟たちからもひどい中傷や非難を浴びることになってしまいました。
あなたはブラーミンの女性で、あの子はクシャトリアの少年でしょ？どうしてあの子を家に入れるの？
私はあなたたちの誰も必要としません。私はあなたたちの家には行きませんし、あなたたちも私の家に来る必要はありません。スワミが私と一緒なら、私はそれで十分です。
スッパンマは誰を敵に回そうとも全く気にかけないと言明しました。彼女はスワミ一筋に生きるという固い決意を持っていたのです。ある日、サイババとスッパンマが牛車で旅をしていた時のことです。
スッパンマ、何が欲しい？
スッパンマは少々ためらいがちに言いました。
スワミ、私にはこの世的な欲はございません。でも、この世から旅立つ時には、どうかスワミの神聖な御手で、私の口に水を数滴含ませてください。それだけで十分です。
わかりました。必ずその望みを叶えましょう。
サイババはスッパンマに死に水を取ることを約束しました。それは第二次世界大戦中の出来事でした。信者の強い要請により、サイババがチェン内を訪問していたとき、スッパンマが重体となったのです。スッパンマはブッカパトナムの実家に運ばれ、手当てを受けていましたが、とうとう息を引き取ってしまいました。 人々はにわかにサイババを非難し始めました。
サイババはスッパンマに死に水を取ると約束した。だがサイババはどこだ？サイババはスッパンマの最後の姿さえ見に来なかったではないか。
サイババがチェン内から戻り、ブッカパトナムに着いたとき、スッパンマの100歳になる母親と姉妹たちは声を上げて泣き出しました。
ママ、スッパンマは最後の瞬間まであなたがいらして末後の水を取ってくれると希望を持っていたんですよ。でも、かわいそうに、そのまま、息を引き取ってしまいました。あんなによく仕えていたのに、どうして約束を守ってくださらなかったのですか？
スッパンマは死んでいません。私は約束は必ず守ります。水とトゥルシーの葉を持ってきてください。
サイババはスッパンマの体に近づき、体を覆っていた布を取り除きました。スッパンマの体には全身にアリが這い回っており、誰の目にも命が宿っていないことは明らかでした。ところが、
スッパンマ、スッパンマ。
サイババが呼びかけると、スッパンマは目を開け、ゆっくりと起き上がりました。その場にいた人々は驚嘆のあまり息を飲みました。
おお、奇跡だ。スッパンマが生き返った。スッパンマが生き返ったぞ。
周囲が騒然とする中、スッパンマは感謝と喜びの涙を流しました。
スワミ、私との約束を果たすためにはるばる遠くからいらしてくださったのですね。なんとありがたいことでしょう。なんと慈悲深いのでしょう。
サイババはハンカチを取り出し、スッパンマの涙を拭いました。
スッパンマ、あなたは臨終の時にスワミがそばにいてくれなかったことを気に病んでいましたね。今あなたはスワミに会ってスワミの言葉を聞いています。スワミの手も握っています。あなたの気がかりはすべて取り除かれましたね。そうでしょう？
ええ、スワミ、ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。私をついの住みかへと送り届けてください。
わかりました。さあ、安らかに目を閉じなさい。
サイババはスッパンマの口にトゥルシーを浸した聖水を数滴含ませました。
サイラン、私は幸せに肉体を去ります。サイラン、サイラン、サイラン、サイラン、サイラ
ン。こうしてスッパンマは肉体を離れ、ついにババ様に融合したのでした。神は神に奉仕する者をこよなく愛し、あらゆる点において最後まで面倒を見ます。スッパンマはその象徴でした。サイババは60棟の集合住宅を建て、彼女の名を後世に残すため、そこにカラナン・スッパンマ・ナガールという 名を付けたのでした。
ゲストスピーチ、バルバン・ジーバナンダム博士のメッセージをお届けします。バルバン・ジーバナンダム博士は、シカゴ大医学部の外科教授、大学病院の心臓外科部長、心臓血管センター長を務めています。ジーバナンダム博士はこれまでに1500件以上の心臓移植手術を行ってきました。
ジーバナンダム博士は2018年12月に2件の心肝腎同時移植を行い、歴史に名を残した移植チームの医師のリーダーの一人です。このような手術は世界で25件しか行われていません。そのうちシカゴ大学で行われた13件すべての心臓移植を担当したのがジーバナンダム博士です。バガバン・シュリ・サティア・サイババ様によって彼の私生活も仕事も変容しました。バガバンは親しみを込めて彼のことをココナッツツリー、ヤシの木の心臓移植医とお呼びになりました。ジーバナンダム博士はスワミへの大きな信仰を持つ素晴らしい経営者です。
Dr. Valluvan Jeevanandam is a professor of surgery, director of cardiac surgery, and director of the Cardiovascular Center at the University of Chicago Medicine. Dr. Jeevanandam has performed over 1,500 heart transplant operations to date. Dr. Jeevanandam is one of the leaders of the historic transplant team that performed 2 concurrent heart, liver, kidney transplants in December of 2018. Only 25 such surgeries have been performed in the world, out of which Dr. Jeevanandam was responsible for 13 heart transplants performed at the University of Chicago. Bhagwan Shri Sathya Sai Baba transformed him in both his personal life and his work. Bhagwan affectionately called him a coconut tree heart transplant doctor. Dr. Jeevanandam is a great devotee with great faith in Swami.
My humblest pranams at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Swami Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Respected Mr. Sumitomo, Mr. Hira, elders, brothers and sisters. Sairam, it's a real honor to address the Japanese Sai community on this auspicious day of our Swami's birthday. Please excuse the limitations of this video presentation. I hope one day to be able to talk to you in person. Sai Baba is our God. How often can someone say that they lived on earth while God lived on earth? We're so fortunate to understand and experience the physical presence of our beloved Swami. Although Swami is no longer with us physically, he will always be with us, guiding us. The towards Swami started really interestingly in 1976. We had gone to India and we're visiting my aunt, and she said, hey, let's go to Kodaikanal. There's a Swamiji there and he'll answer all your questions. What a great opportunity that would have been. But at that time, I was not interested in going meeting Swamiji, and I told my aunt that I did not want to waste my time. What an incredible missed opportunity. Went to medical school, I finished my residency, my training, and my mother, who was a Sai devotee, would persist in sending me books and cassette tapes and having me trying to attend bhajans, which I would avoid if at all possible. One day I was traveling from Philadelphia to Arizona. It's about a 6-hour flight to visit my parents.
And for entertainment during the trip, I had packed mystery novels, Tom Clancy novel. I opened up my book pack when I boarded the plane or after I boarded the plane, and the only book that was there was The Vision of Sai by Rita Bruce. I didn't have any other choice, but I started reading the book, and it absolutely grabbed my attention. It answered a lot of my questions about Swami, both in a very practical way and in a spiritual way. And at the end, I decided to become a more ardent Swami devotee. My first change was to become vegetarian by reading in the book by Rita Bruce about a lot of Swami's ideas behind being vegetarian and how that was a very, very efficient way for us to eat. So I became a vegetarian and I started going to Sai Center regularly. I started following Sai principles, and I really started becoming a devotee, and that was in the year 1993. My first actual meeting with Swami was in 1994 during cardiovascular symposia that Swami had started because they had built a brand new super specialty hospital in Puttaparthi. Swami had established these cardiovascular symposia, and he had asked people from around the world, or cardiac surgeons from around the world, to come and talk about cardiovascular disease. And it was an amazing opportunity to interact with Swami and to be able to see such dignitaries who are able to come and talk at that symposium. It was at that time that I asked permission for Swami to work at the super specialty hospital. This is a picture of the hospital in Puttaparthi. It's called Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Medical Sciences. And notice, it doesn't mention that it's a hospital, because it is much more than a hospital. It's a temple of love and healing. When you go into the hospital, things are very quiet. There are a lot of patients, but everybody's taken care of in the most respectful and loving way. And the staff there are follow Swami's principles, and they rarely raise their voice, and the care is just superlative. Swami's given me the privilege of working at that hospital, and I volunteer and I do cardiac surgery. Been going there about once a year, at least. The only time was interrupted was during COVID. Now, yes, that hospital is for healing, but it's for healing in multiple ways. We heal patients of cardiovascular disease and neurological problems, but Swami also used that hospital to transform me. And so for me, that hospital is Swami's instrument of learning. I'm going to give you some examples of things that Swami has given me an opportunity to change my character and improve my character and lead a more spiritual life. I think the most important thing is elimination of ego. When you go to that hospital, there are people who do incredibly charitable things, caring things that make you want to improve yourself. But more importantly, Swami's given me very direct lessons. In the beginning, when we went with our whole team. And when we landed, everybody would ask, how many cases do you want to do? The person before you did 35 cases. How many cases are you going to do? And I know we're not supposed to be competitive, but being natural people, I wanted to do a lot of cases. I wanted to do more cases than anybody else. On a Thursday, during my week of visit, Swami had declared that he was going to give a discourse, and the sisters came around and said, okay, no more surgery after 2:00, so we can go ahead and go for Swami's darshan at 6 and listen to his talk. I was upset. I didn't really care about Swami's darshan at that time or his talk, although I would give anything for it right now. But at that time, I was just focused on being able to do my cases. And I told everybody, I said, you know what? You guys are all slowing me down. Everybody just get out of my way. Just me and my assistant will show you how to do a bypass surgery within 2.5 hours. And we'll have more than enough time to go and see Swami. Well, that was my ego talking. In reality, it took a long time to get the case finished. We had a lot of challenges and obstacles in the case. Eventually, the patient did fine, but it took a long time and we missed Darshan and Swami's talk. Next day during morning Darshan, Swami would always come around and ask how the patients were doing. It was a magical time that we were able to interact with Swami and talk to him. And he came to me and he said, Bangaru, how did the case go? And I said, Swami, case went fine. He said, case went fine, but not half the time. Who times the time? And he just smiled. And it was like a rock hitting me when I realized, you know, my ego had said that I was going to do this case quickly. And at the end of the day, you know, in reality, it took a long time and all the sisters were unable to attend darshan, and we put the patient at unnecessary work, all because of my ego. And ever since that time, whenever I feel that my ego is talking or I'm in a rush or I'm in a hurry and I'm doing things for the wrong reasons, I can still hear Swami's voice during that time that we had darshan. And I quickly realized that I need to deflate my ego. At that time, you know, I would ask Swami questions about surgery and why some people did well and why some people did not. And Swami said a very, very important thing. He said that he was the doer and we are all his instruments. And that resonates me even at the current time. Just think about what he said. You are all his instruments. So it doesn't matter whether you're a billionaire or a surgeon or a janitor or a lecturer. Everybody has their role in the world. Everybody is equally important to Swami. And no matter what we think, the outcome is always going to be determined by Swami. And if you follow that principle, if you can follow that idea, life becomes much easier. So I would say that hospital helped transform me, and that's something that Swami has said that he would do. And of course, whenever Swami says he would do something, you know, it absolutely comes true. Swami communicates with all of us. When he was on this earth, he would communicate with me directly. He comes in people's dreams. He's never come in mine, but he's come in my parents. He's come in my wife's dreams. But he always sends very, very important messages. You just have to be attuned to realize that those are messages coming from Swami. You know, many times when I'm lost and I need some guidance, I will just randomly open a book, like Sathya Sai Speaks. And the message that I need, that Swami wants to send me, is often right in that book. I'm going to tell you about some of the things that Swami has told people that have come true. And these are true miracles. And I'm going to just tell you about a couple of them. There have been maybe 20, 30 that I have personally experienced. I don't have time to talk about them all. I'm going to talk to you about one miracle. So there was a pathologist in Whitefield, which is in Bangalore. Been working there for a long time with Swami, and he developed a problem called aortic stenosis. And aortic stenosis is where one of the valves in the heart doesn't open up properly. The blood flow doesn't come out of the heart. The patients are weak, they're tired, they can faint. And it's something where the valve needs to be replaced. So this pathologist developed aortic stenosis and came to Swami and said, Swami, the doctors say I need to have surgery. Everybody says I need to have surgery, but I'm not going to have surgery without your permission. And Swami said, wait. And this was in 1997. And Swami said, do you see that land? In that land, you'll have a hospital. It will be one of the best hospitals in the world. We will open it. You will have surgeons and with world famous surgeons. And every single time Swami asked, Swami would still smile and say, wait. Well, lo and behold, in the year 2000, Swami, during his birthday, declared that in this vast area of land, there would be a hospital. And in 1 year's time, the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Medical Sciences in Whitefield was built. And we inaugurated that in 2001. Sorry, there's a typo. It's 2001. It's not 2011. I was one of the 4 surgeons that was chosen to operate there because Swami wanted all 4 operating rooms to work. And so we did our first cases. The pathologist was in darshan line and Swami came to him and looked at him and he said, hey, what are you doing here? Didn't I tell you I'm going to build a hospital? And didn't I tell you you needed to have the valve done? Go and see the doctors and get your valve done. So the patient came and he saw me. We talked about the different valves. And it just so happened that I had brought some homographs from the United States because these were homographs that were going to expire within a couple of months. And they were small size, not really useful for the American population. So the vendor had told me, take it with you to India and see if you can use it. So here I was with homographs that are not available in India, that are very expensive, that are state of the art, just for this pathologist. And I talked it over with the pathologist and he had consented to a surgery. And he said, Dr. Jivanandam, I just have one request. I just want to, at the end of the surgery, be able to say, Oh, Sri Sai Ram, which means that he's not had a stroke, that he's off the ventilator, and that everything is going well. So Swami used to make rounds in the hospital on a daily basis. He would come and see the patients. He would bring dignitaries and show them all the hospital. So Swami came around. Before Swami had made rounds, I had made rounds. I saw this patient. He still had the breathing tube in place. And I asked the nurse, why does he have the breathing tube in place? And she said, well, I'm just waiting for everything to be perfect to take it out. I was a little upset. I said, why don't we take it out? She said, no, he's not quite ready. Well, little did I know that Swami came and made rounds and he was about to leave and he turned around and he came back into the room. And just as the nurse was taking the breathing tube out of the patient, Swami was there. And the pathologist's first words were, Sai Ram, and Sai Ram was standing right there. Okay, what a miracle. Because of his faith, he trusted Swami when Swami told him to wait for his surgery. Swami had told him about a hospital way before there was a building on a piece of ground. Swami told him that he would get the best valves, and he got the state-of-the-art valve. So whatever Swami said came true. It might not have come to how we would interpret it being true, and we didn't know the time period, but Swami knows it all. He's omnipotent and omnipresent, and whatever he said did come true. The only time that Swami has actually had a direct communication with me was in 1998. I was at Temple University in Philadelphia, which was on the east side of the United States. And I was, director of a heart transplant program that was the largest in the United States at that point. I had no intention of leaving Philadelphia, but before I went to Puttaparthi to do my charity work, they had invited me to come to Chicago for an interview. I went to the University of Chicago. I had no desire to move to University of Chicago, and I went to Puttaparthi. I did my charity work, and then I had an interview with Swami. And Swami just took my hand. You can see the picture there. And he looked at me and he said, "You're going to go to Chicago." And I was astonished because I had no desire to want to go to Chicago. I didn't really think I wanted to leave a very successful program and go to Chicago. But Swami said, "Go to Chicago." You know, I asked Swami 3 times, and every single time he just smilingly said, "Go to Chicago." The third time, I think he might have gotten a little annoyed, but still he said, "Go to Chicago." So I ended up going to Chicago. You can see here, Chicago is more like in the middle of the United States. And I would always ask Swami, I said, "Swami, we have the biggest program in Temple. Why do you want me to go to Chicago?" And Swami once, this was in 1998, said, "The biggest is not the best." Swami likes quality over quantity. Go to Chicago. So I did go to Chicago, and things were not easy. Our program struggled. And about 15 years after I actually came there, we were still a good program, but not a great program. And it was around that time that I really looked in the mirror and I said, if I want to make a change, what can I do? And I kind of threw my ego aside and decided to build a much bigger team. And so 15 years after I moved, we started building a bigger team. In 2022, okay, so now this is 24 years since I moved from Chicago, we did an analysis of our program in Chicago. And lo and behold, we were the best program in the United States because we had the best survival, the shortest wait time, and we had the highest percentage of minorities, which means that we in the United States were taking care of the highest percentage of underprivileged and poor people. Just imagine 24 years after Swami told me that I need to go to Chicago to have the best program, I did go from having the biggest to the best program, all because of Swami's guidance, all because of his pushing me to go, and obviously because of him taking care of the patients and taking care of our team. This is how the beauty of Swami. You know, there was no way I would have ever thought that we would have the best transplant program in the United States when I first went there and for the first 15 years. But then with Swami's will, we did attain what Swami said that would happen. So this was direct communication from Swami. And we talked about other direct communication with the paleologist. And Swami also works in ways like dreams. You know, whenever Swami comes into your dream, whatever comes in that dream has some basis of reality. So my father was with me, and we had our interview with Swami, our final interview with Swami, where we went into the personal interview room, was in 2006. And we had our interview with Swami, and as we were leaving, my father asked Swami, and he said, "Is my dream dream?" And he said, no, I'm not going to talk about it. It's just between me and Swami. So that was late 2006. And in 2007, the beginning of the year, we left Arizona, where we spent the holidays with our parents, my mother and father. And we went back to Chicago. And at the airport, my father said, "I think it's a good time that I tell you about my dream." And I said, "Well, we're at the airport, we're at the terminal, we're trying to check in luggage, and everything is chaos. And my father wants to tell me about his dream." And, I said, okay, in retrospect, braced and really lived those words, but I was in a hurry. And I told my dad, "Just tell me, what did Swami say?" And he said he had had a dream where Swami had died, and in his funeral procession, there were a lot of his devotees carrying Swami, and I was with Swami. I was underneath Swami, and Swami was floating on top of me at the funeral procession. And I told my father, I said, boy, that was, first of all, a very sad dream because I don't know where I'm going to be. I don't know what's going to happen to Swami. And at that time, Swami, everybody thought he was going to live till 96. Well, it just so happened that about a month after I left my dad, he passed away. So the last talk or last message or the last words I heard from my father were about his dream that he had about Swami. Well, let's go to 2011, and my wife Sheila's father was going to celebrate his 80th birthday, and I told them that I wasn't going to be able to make it because I was busy at work. Well, unfortunately, Sheila ended up breaking her ankle, and I needed to accompany her for her father's 80th birthday. So we flew to India, and as we landed, we got the news that Swami had just left the earth and had passed away. So I ended up rushing. I ended up getting to Puttaparthi on the last available flight to Puttaparthi. And I was able to spend the last night with Swami. We had put him in the bhajan hall, and we all sat around with Swami. And we mean that Swami had said would come true, actually did come true. Because for an incredible amount of coincidences, these are Sai incidences that had to occur. But, after Swami had died, there was a funeral procession from the bhajan hall to the veranda. We all lifted Swami. I was there along with all his student devotees, and Swami was floating above me. So when Swami says something, whether it comes in a dream, a message, it comes true. And it is always something designed to improve you, to teach you, and to transform you. So I want to leave you with this message. Swami is always with us. He's not in his physical form now, but he was always with us. He's always said he is in us, he is around us, and he is always with us. I have had the absolute privilege of having Swami guide me. Swami has always told me, he calls me his coconut tree because I'm much taller than he was. So he would say, hey, coconut tree, I know you do transplants, but Swami's the only one who can transform hearts. And he has transformed mine. I've learned so much from Swami. Swami is our God, and Swami is everything to what we do. He has transformed me, and I think I've become a much better human for it. So thank you very much for listening to me. I know this was short, and with Swami's grace, one day maybe I'll come and be able to talk to you in person. But I want to thank you for listening, and I wanted to wish Swami the happiest of birthdays, and to all Saira.
本日のメインプログラム、シュリ・サティヤ・サイババ様のご講話をお届けします。こちらのご講話は今からちょうど30年前、1900
の偉大であるとおっしゃっています。スワミの愛のメッセージを受け取り、この1年、霊性修行を進めてまいりましょう。
Bhagwan's discourse today is from November 23rd, 1992, exactly 30 years ago. This year's birthday program theme, Divine Mother, was chosen because of this discourse's topic. Swami declares, Mother and motherland are greater than heaven. Let us all receive Swami's message of love and continue with our spiritual journey henceforth.
సూక్తి గర్భమౌటన్ కదా రాముడు దేవుడై రమణగాంచే కౌసల్య సతి సూక్తి గర్భమౌటన్ కదా రాముడు దేవుడై రమణగాంచే సీతా మహాసాధ్వీ చలగి పెంచుట కదా కవలు కుశలవులు గనులు అవుట సీతా మహాసాధ్వీ చలగి పెంచుట కదా కవలు కుశలవులు గనులు అవుట జిజియాలలామా రంజిల్లి పెంచుట కదా వీర శివాజియు పేరుగాంచే జిజియాలలామా చలగి పెంచుట కదా వీర శివాజియు పేరుగాంచే పుతలి బాయి రంజిల్లి పెంచుట కదా గాంధీ మహాత్ముడై ఘనత నెచ్చే ప్రాణికోటికి ఈ విధ పరిమణించే అహరహంబుల బ్రోచడి ఆత్మ కంటే ఆదరంబగు వస్తువి అవని కలదా అమ్మ ప్రథమాక్షరంబే ఆద్యాక్షరంబు అమ్మ ప్రథమాక్షరంబే ఆద్యాక్షరంబు.
Because of the fact Rama is begotten by Kausalya, he has become God later. Having been fostered and taken care of by Mother Sita, Kusha, Lava and they earned repute. Because of Jijia Bai, Veera Shivaji could become reputed one. It was Putali Bai who was responsible for Gandhiji, who could become Mahatma later. It is the Amma, the mother, that gives bliss and the first letter in spiritual alphabets.
దివ్యాత్మ స్వరూపులారా,
embodiments of divine Atma.
మాతృభావము కంటే మధురమైనటువంటిది మరొకటి లేదు.
There is no other feeling greater than the motherly feeling.
సహనమే మానవుని యొక్క సౌందర్యం.
The tolerance is the beauty for man.
సత్యశీలమే మానవుని కఠిన తపం.
Adherence to truth is the strict penance for man.
మానవత్వంలో ఉండిన దివ్యత్వాన్ని మానవుడే గుర్తించుకోలేకపోతున్నాడు.
Being man himself, he is not able to realize the divinity.
జాతి కంటే నీతి గొప్పదని, కులము కంటే గుణము గొప్పదని మానవుడు గుర్తించుకొనలేక కేవలము జాతి కులములపై ఆధారపడి జన్మను నిరర్థకము గావించుకుంటున్నాడు.
Man is wasting his life not realizing the fact that morality is greater than the nationality. It is the character more important than the caste.
ప్రాచీన వైదిక ఋషులు మానవ జీవితాన్ని మధుర భావముగా భావించారు.
The ancient saints have considered the human life nectarine one.
ఈ పవిత్రమైన మధుర భావమును సంరక్షించుకోవటమే మానవుని ప్రధాన కర్తవ్యము.
The man's responsibility lies in preserving the sacred nectarine feeling.
ఇది త్యాగమునందే మనకు రూపొందును కానీ స్వార్థమునందు మనకు లభ్యము కాదు.
This lies in sacrifice and not in selfishness.
మానవుడు మధుర భావమునే కోల్పోయిన మానవత్వమునే కోల్పోయిన వాడవుతాడు.
If man loses all these sweet ideas, he'll be losing his human quality.
కనుక మానవత్వములో ఉండినటువంటి యొక్క దివ్యత్వము మధుర భావమైనటువంటి మాతృతత్వమే.
The divinity in humanity is this motherly feeling.
తమ బిడ్డను రక్షించుకునే నిమిత్తము మాతృదేవి తనను తాను అర్పితము గావించుకొని తమ సర్వస్వమును కూడా త్యాగం చేసి పుత్రరక్షణకై పాటుపడుతుంది.
Mother struggles very hard and is prepared to sacrifice her own self for the sake of the child.
కనుకనే ఈ తల్లి చేసినటువంటి త్యాగమునకే నీకి అమృతత్వ మానసు అని మానవత్వంలో ఉండినటువంటి త్యాగము ఇంతకంటే అమృతత్వము అమరత్వము మరొకటి లేదు.
There is no other path towards eternity and that is eternal more than this sacrifice.
మాతృతత్వమునందున్నటువంటి మధుర భావము, దివ్య భావం, నవ్య భావము, పవిత్ర భావము మరి ఏ మార్గమునందు కానీ మనకు కానరాదు.
More than in a mother, you do not find anywhere such a divine, ever new, sacred feeling.
ఆ మాతృదేవి తన రక్తమును తన యొక్క సర్వస్వమును దారబోసి పుత్రుని సంరక్షించుకునే నిమిత్తమై తన యొక్క సర్వము కూడాను అర్పితము గావించుకుంటుంది.
Mother sacrifices everything, her blood and what all that she has to take care of the child.
ఈనాడు మానవుని యందు ఈ మాతృ ప్రేమను ఏమాత్రం కూడాను పోషించుకొనుటకు ప్రయత్నించడం లేదు.
Today man is not making any sort of effort to preserve this love towards mother.
శ్రీరాముడు జననీ జన్మభూమశ్చ స్వర్గాదిపి గరేసే.
Sri Rama considered his motherland more important than that of the heaven.
భగవంతుడు నిర్గుణుడు నిరాకారుడు.
God is beyond all forms and attributes.
అవ్యక్తమైన భగవంతుణ్ణి అనేక విధములుగా ఆరాధనలు సల్పుతున్నాము.
God who is not manifested is worshipped in various forms.
భగవంతుడు సర్వులకును అనుకూలమైనటువంటి స్థితిలో మనకు లేడు.
God is not so easily available to everyone.
అట్టి దైవత్వాన్ని మనము విశ్వసించి ఆరాధించి అనేక విధమైన ఆనందాన్ని అనుభూతుకుంటున్నాము.
We worship, we have full faith in God and we derive pleasure out of it.
భారతీయ పవిత్రమైన సంస్కృతి యందు ప్రధానమైనటువంటి సూత్రములు మాతృదేవో భవ, పితృదేవో భవ.
Among the most important doctrines in Indian culture is the one reverence towards mother and reverence towards father.
మానవునికి అందుబాటులో ఉండ ప్రత్యక్ష గోచరమవుతున్న అనుభూతిలో కొనుచున్న మాతృమూర్తియే ప్రధాన దేవత.
Mother is the main presiding deity who is present right in front and available.
మాతృమూర్తి యొక్క అభిష్టము, మాతృమూర్తి యొక్క ఆనందము, మాతృమూర్తి యొక్క చర్యలు పుత్రులకు స్పష్టమే.
Children are very clear what mother desires and how mother can be kept happy.
ఏ విధంగా ప్రవర్తించినా తన తల్లి ఆనందించును, ఏ విధమైనటువంటి జీవితాన్ని గడిపినా తన తల్లి ఆనందించును, అది పుత్రునికి తెలుసును.
The son knows pretty well how to make his mother happy by leading what kind of life and what kind of behavior that is acceptable to her.
అవ్యక్తమైనటువంటి దైవత్వము దేనిని ఆశించునో, దేనిని విసర్జించునో, దేనిని ఆగ్రహించునో, దేనిని అనుగ్రహించునో ఎవ్వరికీ తెలియదు.
The unmanifested divinity, we cannot judge when he would confer grace, when he would be angry.
కనుక అట్టి అవ్యక్తమైనటువంటి యొక్క దైవాన్ని ఆరాధిస్తూ తన యొక్క ఆగ్రహమునకు అనుగ్రహమునకు గురి కావటం కంటే మాతృమూర్తులను ఆరాధించి మాతృమూర్తులను గౌరవించి వారి అనుగ్రహమునకు పాత్రులు కావటము పవిత్రమైనటువంటి జీవితం.
Instead of relying on the grace and the contempt of the unmanifested Lord, better we pray the mother in front and earn her grace.
దైవమునందు ఏ చైతన్యం ఉన్నదో అదే చైతన్యము సర్వజీవులు యందు కూడాను ఉంటున్నది.
The awareness present in God is present in all beings.
కేవలం ఒక రామ మందిరం నిర్మించాలని చెప్పి అనుకోవటం చాలా పొరపాటు.
It's a mistaken idea if you want to construct the mandir for Rama.
విశాలమైనటువంటి భారతదేశంలో ఏదో ఒక చోట రామ మందిరం నిర్మించుకుంటే మనకు వచ్చిన ఫలితం ఏమిటి?
In this vast Bharat, by constructing a single temple for Rama at one place,
ప్రతి ఒక్కరి హృదయం కూడా రామ మందిరంగా మార్చుకోవాలి.
The heart of every individual is Rama's temple.
మన భారతదేశమే రామరాజ్యంగా విశ్వసించాలి.
The entire Bharat is Ramarajya.
రామరాజ్యం అనగా ఏమిటి?
What do you mean by Ramarajya?
రామరాజ్యం అనగా ప్రత్యేకించినటువంటి ఒక ప్రత్యేక ధర్మం కాదు.
Ramarajya is not a special path.
ఆలోచన,
the thought,
నడత,
the behavior,
గుణము
and the virtue.
ఈ మూడింటి యొక్క సమ్మిళితమే రామరాజ్యం.
The combination of these three is Ramarajya.
అదే మనస్సేకం, వచస్సేకం, కర్మణ్యేకం.
That is the unity, the harmony of the thought, word and deed.
ఈనాడు యూనిటీ లేదు.
There is no unity today.
ఈనాడు ప్యూరిటీ లేదు.
There is no purity today.
డివినిటీ లేదు.
There is no divinity.
ఓన్లీ కమ్యూనిటీని పెట్టుకొని అల్లాడుతున్నారు.
We bother ourselves only with this community.
ఇది కాదు మన యొక్క ప్రధానమైనటువంటి మానవుని యొక్క కర్తవ్యం.
This is not the main path of humanity.
ఈ విధంగా కూడాను మనం కొంత విభాగం చేసినప్పుడు మన మానవత్వానికే ఒక అపకారం చేసిన వారం అవుతాం.
When we divide ourselves like that, we will be hurting the entire human race.
మన మానవత్వాన్ని పెంచుకోవాలంటే తగినటువంటి ఐక్యతను పెంచుకోవాలి.
To develop the human quality, we should improve the unity.
మన యొక్క కల్చర్, భారతీయ సంస్కృతి అంటే ఏమిటి?
What do you mean by Indian culture?
ప్రత్యేకించినటువంటిది కాదు.
It's not separate one.
అన్ని దేశములకు సంబంధించినటువంటిది.
It is related to all.
దేశములు వేరు కావచ్చు, కాలము వేరు కావచ్చు, కర్తవ్యములు వేరు కావచ్చును, కానీ మానవుని యొక్క నడత ఒక్కటే.
The time and the space and the countries may be different, but the human conduct is one and the same.
కనుక మనం ఉండినటువంటి యొక్క స్థానం లోపల మనం ఉన్నత స్థాయికి పోవాలంటే మొట్టమొదట మన నడతను అభివృద్ధి కావించుకోవాలి.
If you reach heights at the place where we are in, we should improve our behavior.
కాళ్ళ కింద ఉండినటువంటి భూమి కదిలిపోతూ ఉంటుంటే మనం ఉన్నత స్థాయికి ఏ రీతిగా ఎగరగలము?
When the earth right under your feet is just moving about, how do you expect to fly?
పునాది రాళ్లే కదులుతూ ఉంటుంటే నిశ్చలమైనటువంటి యొక్క దృఢమైనటువంటి భవనాన్ని ఏ రీతిగా నిర్మించగలం?
When foundation stones are shattered, how do you expect the mansion to come?
మన నడతే మన యొక్క ఫౌండేషన్.
The conduct is foundation.
మన యొక్క చర్యలే మనకు ప్రధానమైనటువంటి ఆధారములు.
The actions form the basis.
దీనికి మొట్టమొదట నమ్మకం కుదించుకోవాలి.
For this faith is essential.
ఆ నమ్మకమే లేకపోతే
without the faith,
మనం జీవితాన్ని వ్యర్థం గావించుకుంటాం.
We are wasting our life.
నమ్మకమును రెండు నయనములేనేని అందులైరి నేడు అవనియందు.
Another people have become blind people, having lost the two eyes of faith.
అన్నింటినీ నమ్ముతున్నాడు ఈనాడు మానవుడు.
Man has got faith in everyone.
కానీ దైవాన్ని నమ్మటం లేదు.
But he has no faith on the Lord.
అదే వాని యొక్క దురదృష్టం.
That is
దైవము సర్వులు యందు ఉంటున్నాడు.
God is present in everyone.
దైవాన్ని నమ్మనటువంటి వాడు తనను తాను నమ్మనటువంటి వాడే.
The one who has no faith in the Lord has no faith in himself.
కనుకనే సెల్ఫ్ కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ అభివృద్ధి గావించుకోవాలి.
So we should develop self confidence.
అదే ఫౌండేషన్ మన భారతదేశానికి.
That is the foundation for Bharat.
ఏ దేశమునకైనా కూడా నమ్మకమే ప్రధానమైనటువంటి పునాది.
For any country, this faith is the foundation.
దాని వల్లనే ఆనందమైనటువంటి గోడలు మనం నిర్మించుకోవాలి.
Then you can construct these walls of bliss.
ఈ యొక్క ఆనందం అనేటువంటి గోడపైనే మన త్యాగం అనేటువంటి రూపును వేయాలి.
On the walls of bliss you can lay down the roof of sacrifice.
ఆ త్యాగం అనేటువంటి రూపు కిందనే నీవు జీవించాలి.
You can only live under this roof of sacrifice.
కనుకనే సెల్ఫ్ కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ ఫౌండేషన్, సెల్ఫ్ సాటిస్ఫాక్షన్ వాల్, సెల్ఫ్ సాక్రిఫైస్ రూఫ్, సెల్ఫ్ రియలైజేషన్ లైఫ్. కనుక మా జీవితం అనేటువంటి దాన్ని మొట్టమొదటి సెల్ఫ్ కాన్ఫిడెన్స్, ఆ నమ్మకాన్ని మనం పోషించుకోవాలి.
So for our life, this self confidence faith, we should keep it mainly.
అనవసరమైనటువంటి మాటలతో మనం కాలంను వ్యర్థం చేస్తున్నాము.
We are wasting time in gossip.
పరనిందలతో మనం అపవిత్రం గావిస్తున్నాము కాలాన్ని.
We are wasting the time in scandal.
దైవనామాన్ని ఎందుకు స్మరించకూడదు?
Why don't you chant the name of the Lord?
అప్పుడే మన మానవత్వానికి తగినటువంటి యొక్క ఆనందము చేకూరుతుంది.
Then only you will have happiness in this human life.
పరిశుద్ధంగా ఏర్పడుతుంది.
You will have peace also.
దివ్యమైనటువంటి యొక్క జీవితాన్ని మనం అందుకోగలుగుతాము.
You can lead divine life.
భజన బినా సుఖ శాంతి నహీ, హరి భజన బినా సుఖ శాంతి నహీ, హరి భజన బినా సుఖ శాంతి నహీ, హరి నామ బినా నంద నహీ, హరి నామ బినా ఆనంద हरि नाम बिना आनंद नहीं, हरि भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं, हरि भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं, जप जान बिना सम योग नहीं, जप जान बिना सम योग नहीं, प्रभु दर्श बिना प्रज्ञान नहीं, दर्श बिना प्रज्ञान नहीं, दय धर्म बिना सत्कर्म नहीं, दय धर्म बिना सत्कर्म नहीं, भगवान बिना कोई अपना नहीं, भगवान बिना कोई अपना नहीं, हरि नाम बिना परमात्मा 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 नहीं, हरि भजन बिना सुख शांति 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 नहीं, हरि नाम बिना आनंद 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 नहीं, हरि भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं, हरि भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं, हरि भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं, हरि भजन बिना, हरि नाम बिना आनंद नहीं, हरि भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं। सुब्रह्मण्यम सुब्रह्मण्यम षण्मुखनाथ सुब्रह्मण्यम 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 षण्मुखनाथ सुब्रह्मण्यम 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 षण्मुखनाथ सुब्रह्मण्यम 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 षण्मुखनाथ सुब्रह्मण्यम सुब्रह्मण्यम षण्मुखनाथ सुब्रह्मण्यम 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 षण्मुखनाथ सुब्रह्मण्यम शिव 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 सुब्रह्मण्यम हर 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 सुब्रह्मण्यम ओम शिव 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 सुब्रह्मण्यम हर 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 सुब्रह्मण्यम शिव शिव हर हर सुब्रह्मण्यम हर हर शिव शिव सुब्रह्मण्यम शिव शिव हर हर सुब्रह्मण्यम हर हर शिव शिव सुब्रह्मण्यम 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 षण्मुखनाथ सुब्रह्मण्यम ओम सुब्रह्मण्यम सुब्रह्मण्यम षण्मुखनाथ सुब्रह्मण्यम 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 षण्मुखनाथ सुब्रह्मण्यम 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 षण्मुखनाथ सुब्रह्मण्यम 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 षण्मुखनाथ सुब्रह्मण्यम सुब्रह्मण्यम
「
しい最高大神アマテラス大神アマテラス大神観音祭阿弥陀祭観音祭阿弥陀祭観音祭阿弥陀祭観音祭阿弥陀祭ババ愛の神愛しい最母アマテラス大神アマテラス大神アマテラス大神祭観音祭阿弥陀祭観音祭阿弥陀祭観音祭阿弥陀祭観音祭阿弥陀祭ババ愛の神愛
愛する母よ。
ओम श्री सत्य साई बाबा尊き神साई बाबाあなたに帰依する者守らせ導きたも歓喜の尊師ओम श्री सत्य साई बाबा優しい笑顔で微笑む眼差し悩める子らの力生きとしてる命の正しき願いを満たす至高の尊師オンシーサティヤサイババ母なり父なり慈愛の意を捧げますपरमं विचित्रम् दर्शयामि शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति।
जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की
जय।
ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्। 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 ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्व